Yes, ma'am.
Zimbabwe Herald. I walked into the WHO committee session and saw a heated argument between yourself and the United Kingdom delegation. What caused you to storm out on this?
In our WHO system, the United States and the UK had some divergent ideas of what exactly we wanted to do with quarantine methods within the developing world. We have since ratified our views and have changed them slightly, so we are definitely coming together, and conflict is not really a problem as it sits now.
Yes, sir.
Cartoon monitor. I've just noticed that you're all looking quite stylish right now, and I was just wondering, who are you wearing?
Well, you should be able to answer that.
Yeah.
This is a suit from Moores. It's quite. I like it. It was actually a Christmas present, so I think, thank you for your question.
And thanks for the compliment. I'm sorry we can't return the compliment, but
That would be overstepping our powers as delegates.
But I guess we'll just go ahead and say, who are you wearing?
At this point, we won't entertain any I'd like to entertain more pressing matters, though. To the Vanguard, please.
Vanguard of Nigeria, reporting from a predominantly Muslim country, of the particular country that the United States has recently had a bit of an altercation with. How has the particular American delegates that are here today have you noticed a difference in relations with some of the countries whose borders you've shut off and whose countrymen you're now harassing at borders around the world?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Whose borders we're harassing around the world? I'm not too sure who we are harassing, but I would like to say that relations between the U.S. and Muslim countries has obviously improved in recent year and a half. And that we're looking forward to working with Muslim countries to make sure that if there is any harassing that is going on, that doesn't happen in the future.
Again, please.
The American delegations wish to comment on the past year and a half, the contract that has been given to a particular American company, formerly known as Blackwater, now known as XE, that has a contract in a particular Muslim country, namely Pakistan, for the drone attacks that have been going on there, and how that has improved relations over the past year and a half.
Okay, yeah. So I guess you're getting more specific there with Pakistan, because before it was a bit general. But I mean, Blackwater is obviously a government governed company, but is privately owned. It is, I guess that is up to how the U.S. government wants to run their military. But we do not think that incident or the incidents that occurred in Pakistan was between the U.S. military and certain individuals, or Blackwater and certain individuals. It was an isolated event that the U.S. military is taking into consideration and will go before a tribunal so that we can further reflect on the scenario.
And the far corner now.
People's Daily. What is the USA's current view of North Korea and how the situation is progressing there, based upon the Security Council proceedings today?
Our view of North Korea. Well, we recognize North Korea as a sovereign state. What the U.S. would like to see in North Korea is a healthy population of people and a government that can hopefully function as stable as possible. Where the U.S. runs into a problem is North Korea's pursuing of nuclear weapons. And I guess that's the topic that we're addressing in the Security Council. Hopefully, at the end of this 3 days, the Security Council will have a paper which outlines steps that the world will take in order for North Korea to disarm itself of nuclear weapons. And of course, there's a give and take in every agreement and every relationship, and there will be economic concessions. But right now, we're just working it out with all the countries in the Security Council. There's been a lot of consensus and a lot of really good ideas, and I think there will be a lot more good ideas in the future.
Man here, please.
Mail and Guardian from South Africa. Does the United States have any comments regarding Iran's opening statements at this opening ceremonies this afternoon?
Iran expressed a belief of theirs. I believe that Iran needs to look internally sometimes when they're talking. Because as much as they say they can criticize and point the finger, it is so much easier to criticize as opposed to come up with anything tangible where you plan to find solutions. The United States has always remained committed to finding solutions. And if we're going to point a finger, then obviously we need to answer the question, or we need to provide something that we can build off of for the future. We can't just point the finger and say something's wrong. What is the solution? And that's what the United States asks. And that was something I was a little bit disappointed to not hear so much of in Iran's statement this morning.
And the final question. The People's Daily.
The People's Daily. In relation to the World Bank Forum, what would the USA say to long-sustained criticism that the USA uses the World Bank to propagate its own politics and aligns with developing countries not based upon their needs, but based upon whether they suit the USA's needs?
I appreciate the question. Obviously, there has been a long-standing criticism of the World Bank. A lot of people call it the United States' bank, but it's not true. The United States has always said, and this is built into the IBRD solutions, that good governance is a tool, a vehicle upon which we can build society. We can improve our Millennium Development Goals if we are operating on good governance. And the United States rewards, or tries not so much to reward these nations for these things. We have different acts in place. We have the African Growth and Opportunities Act, where we seek to reward good governance. Now, I think in terms of that specific criticism regarding the World Bank, I think it's a little bit off, namely because we tend to hone in on different things that the United States is doing, and we look at them through veiled glasses. If I can look at something, I can pretty much justify it by whatever reasoning, if I'm just not looking at the entire picture. And I think a lot of the time, nations need to look at the entire picture on who we are supporting.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I do invite you to ask the United States your question some
Again, do you think that the term was...
Thank you. Thank you, United States of America. We'll move on.